Most likely, when we are being told chapter of women, what do? Because we are pokey much more than you. We want to know more about women. What is it good that we want to know? You read the whole chapter, surah, is obligation, our obligation to you.
Not only that, they used to bury the little girls.
I know. But at least, why not the other one? Why not a chapter on men? Because by nature, you know how to take care of yourself and your husband and family by nature. Huh? Allah put it in you. We lazy. You know your obligation. We have to be told our obligation. About the mahar, the custody, inheritance, fostering, all the rules and regulations, even talaq, what is our obligation from us? Iddah, of course, we have to spend on the wife that we are divorcing, the iddah. All this is our obligation toward our wives and daughters and whatnot, even what you said about daughters, so as we can preserve them and not to allow them to be in that type of category of maw'uda. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in this surah, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لا خير في كثير من نجواهم. Can you read with me? لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس ومن يفعل ذلك ابتغاء مرضات الله فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us that there is nothing good in your private meeting in nonsense talking. Even you may call it sense talking. He said that type of meeting you meet together chit-chatting. Just for the sake of chit-chatting. He said no good in it. How many times you find that people in their companies or government or workshop, they have coffee hour or coffee 15 minutes. What do they do, people in the coffee hour so-called? Sit and chat. For what? Nothing, just chatting. He said even in that 15 minutes sipping coffee, tea and chit-chatting, I'm not saying backbiting, don't misunderstand. Not backbiting at all, but just sitting and talking for the sake of talking. He said it's useless. Yeah, we want to talk. He said, what are you talking? Sense or nonsense? No, you say sense. He said, no, nonsense. What is sense? He said, one of the three things. Allah made it very clear. He said, لا خير في كثير من نجواهم except من أمر بصدقة. So if you are sitting together talking to each other, you have to remind each other how to make sadaqa. Sadaqa? How you mean every time I have to tell sadaqa, fulus, money? He said no. Sadaqa doesn't mean money. Sadaqa could be what? To say subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. That's a sadaqa. You want more? Yeah, if you see any garbage here in our meeting here, don't say it's not me. I'm MD, I'm PhD, I'm professor, I'm lawyer, I'm this, I'm mother, I'm father, let the kids or the custodian. No, I will clean. That's sadaqa. You go to visit a person in the hospital, sadaqa. You go to cemetery, sadaqa. And don't tell me you, sister, have no right to go to cemetery. You have the obligation. You are obliged to go to cemetery and see what goes on in the cemetery. As Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at the beginning, he prohibited them. At the end, he told them, yes, you go now. What else? Good work. Good words. Kalima tayyiba. Nice word. Helping somebody, guiding somebody. What is the least expensive sadaqah? Smile. See? Is it too much for you? Is it haram? Haram, you smile to me to smile to you? I respect you as my own biological sister with great respect. What's wrong to frown? Anytime I give khutbah Jum'ah, I look at the face when I'm giving khutbah Jum'ah, people are sitting there, some of them are frowning at me, scaring me. I want to continue khutbah, I don't know what to say. I said, what did I say 1 minute ago? So is this man sitting there and then looking at me as if he wants to eat me up into pieces? He smiled. Did I say something to scare you from hell or whatnot that I made you to? No. But there are enough people, unfortunately, they don't know how to smile. I say, go to the mirror today to your house, look at your face and start up and down your face and see, is it true for smiling? People tell me I'm smiling while they are not smiling. Because they did not know the degree of smiling, they think I'm smiling while he is not smiling. So never mind, tonight go to your houses and look at yourself, the degree of smiling. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was known all his life smiling. Anyone who look at him, smiling all the time. Even when he shook hand with everybody, he never took his hand out till the other party took hand out. Once only he did not smile in his life. You know his life, 63 years? Once he did not smile. What did Allah say to him in Surah Abasa? Abasa wa tawalla an ja'ahu al-ama. How many times you did not smile?
I tried to most of the time.
See how humble she is? Very nice answer. May Allah bless you. But it's a human nature. We frown so many times for no reason and for a reason. Sometimes psychological reason. I don't know why I'm depressed. I don't know why I'm frowning. I don't know. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, no way that your chit-chatting and meeting is going to be accredited for you unless you order people to make sadaqah. Like now I said, whatever you want, alternatives of sadaqah. Number 2, what is? Aw ma'roof. Helping other people. Help. Anything can be helped. Somebody's car is out of battery, is dead. Don't you give jumping? That's ma'roof. Somebody's asked you a question. Don't you answer him? Also, no. My time is very expensive. I don't give you prescription unless you pay me $100. Oh, look. Come to my office. I don't give prescription here. I give it in my office to charge you money. So, ma'roof. Ma'roof. You know, even sadaqah. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about sadaqah, prevent you from 70 different crises to happen to you. A sadaqah will be a blockade against any 70 problems to happen to you. Sadaqah stop them. You want more sadaqah? I'll tell you more. When Allah is mad at you because you did not pray 5 times a day, you prayed 4 times, or you delayed your salah, of course he's mad, he's unhappy. How could you dare to prefer this over Allah? He said to pacify Allah, if I may use the word pacify Allah, make sadaqah. As-sadaqa tutfi'u ghadab al-Rabb. When Allah is unhappy with me, I'll go and pay sadaqah, then Allah will say, because you made a sadaqah, I'll forgive you. So sadaqah, ma'roof. Number 3, islah bayn al-nas. Family counseling, family arbitration, that is the islah. Between who and who? Human being. Only Muslims? No. You are supposed to help everybody, Muslims or non-Muslims. I gave the prescription of finding jobs for some Muslims, and really they found job. One called me, he said, I am a Hindu. You gave a prescription to your friend Muslim, and he was out of a job, he found job. I want you to give me the prescription so as I can have a better job. Hindu. And he came to me 3 times, and I gave him step by step to explain the dua. That's dua. A Buddhist lady came to me with the same situation. A Hindu lady, mother and daughter, have problem with her son-in-law from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. They want a prescription how to solve their problem. And we gave them different prescriptions, and I recruited some of our sisters so she can work on that lady and her daughter with her son-in-law and her Hindus. And we showed them how to protect yourself and your daughter from your crazy husband. And the crazy husband came from Las Vegas to pick up the child. According to the court, he stayed 3 days and 3 nights in LA, turning around the house, and they could not come to the house. And he left back, he could not enter with prescription, spiritual prescription. There are so many good things that we can help each other spiritually, which is not found in any psychological book, I hope you don't mind, or medical book, or psychiatric book, or anything. Because you are Muslims, is there anyone who is not Muslim here? So I can add flavor of non-Muslims, but if we are all Muslims here, therefore, we are saying there are so many things in the Quran, in the Hadith, in the Sirah, that helps us tremendously. Add to your specialty what you know in your specialty, and when Muslims come to you, add what the spirituality of Quran. Believe me, it works like a magic. We'll talk later about these are special cases, you know. The other thing, that we Muslims, when we are talking about conciliation between people, when Muslims want to have conciliation, please make sure that they don't go to American court. When we officiate even marriage, husband-wife, in America, I have pre-marriage agreement. And make sure that when your children are marrying, even Muslim, there should be pre-marriage agreement. What is the pre-marriage agreement? 10 points I have them. I don't think I gave them maybe here. So the 10 pre-marriage agreement, I can fax it to you, and then at least the last 2 items, if there is a dispute between husband and wife, never ever go to the court. Come to us. We'll try to help you to solve the problem. But of course, they come to us, they don't want to listen to us. They listen to us, but they don't want to execute what we do. But we tell them, even if they go to the court, one of them should say, Your Honor, we agreed with pre-marriage agreement that we should come and solve it according to Islamic law. He will send them to you. And we did this several times. We did it in Chicago, several times in Iowa, in LA, and other places, without mentioning other places. For at any rate, we know a sizable number of cases that we got them from the court, and we solved them, we gave it to the court. And even business, not only family. In LA, we had 2 business people. One is a big, giant corporation in the Middle East, investment, and one is a local investor. Both are Muslims. In their agreement, there is Islamic arbitration, but they went to the court for 4 years. The big corporation paid $120,000, and the small business paid $80,000 for 4 years fighting. Finally, they said, let's go back to Islamic arbitration. They gave us the case, 2 of us, Dr. Yahya Abdurrahman, those who know him, and myself, and we sat with them. But before we agreed, before we sat, come and fill the paper. That whatever we decide, you do. Bring the notary public. Pay for him. That you are ready to abide by whatever we decide. If not, don't trouble us. The brother said, let us charge them $180 some per hour. Now they are paying, they have paid money, they have money. I said, no, brother, since we are doing for the first time, let's make it fi sabilillah. I hope Allah will agree to have accept that. So we kept them from morning till 10 o'clock. So in one day. And we wrote the agreement in one day. And we gave it to the court. The court retyped it, word for word, punctuation, even with the comma, with the full stop, and he pushed them against to execute it. They tried to, one of them, to delay it, but they had no choice. They paid penalty above of what the court has said, because they did not execute it on the time what they have agreed. If you do not demand from the party to fill the paper and notarize it and tell them you should listen to us, don't get in trouble with them. Number 2, if they have their case in the court, tell them you quit the court before you come to us. If the case is still in the court and they come here to play the game on you, if they agree, agree. They don't agree, they go again. But it's there in the court. Why you are playing the game? If you don't want us, go. You want us, kill it from the court and tell the court we are settling outside the court. Here, luckily in America, they agree to community settlement outside the court because the judge is overloaded with thousands of cases. You settle outside, lawyer to lawyer or family to family, community to community, get me the final, I will execute it. Unfortunately, many of our husbands or wives or families, they want you to solve the problem, but they want you to solve the problem the way he wants or the way she wants. Tell them, it's neither you nor me. Later on, hopefully if not tonight, tomorrow, we'll give you tips for you how to protect yourself, what to say, what not to say to both parties as a counselor. But for the time being, we're taking the concept of counselor. It's part of Sharia, parts of Qur'an, and whoever goes and help others, Allah has chosen you from the rest of the ummah to do that service. Allah could have solved the problem. If every family is honey sweet and there is no problem, what's for your job? What's your job? If everyone knows how to deliver her baby, if every mother knows how to take care of her baby, they don't need a pediatrician. But Allah's wisdom has specialized people in different areas to help each other because none of us is a superhero. Everyone is deficient in 99%. You are specialized in 1%, and you need 99 to come and help you, even if you are the best of the best. You are best in your, even you are psychologist or psychiatrist? Psychiatry. Do you think you are the superhero in the whole world? No. You master the whole knowledge of psychiatry? No. At any rate. Now we go to page 15, what Quran says. Huh?
I said Dr. Ahmad Sakr was involved in a court here in Seminole County, and he didn't charge anything to the parties, but both parties have spent $150,000 in the 2-year case. And after selecting him as an arbitrator, they denied, one of the parties denied that he won't be the arbitrator. But the verdict he has drafted, Seminole County has taken that word to word, like you mentioned, comma to comma, period to period, and then they put the county seal and delivered it. So it was executed after it was given the court and authority. I think it's for us to know that there are many people who go to the court, spend a lot of money, and then come out with nothing.
I tell you that she brought it. I didn't want to bring it here so as not to be personalized, but thank you very much. And she was also selected. I mean, I was selected on behalf of the lady. She thought that I can be on her side as a lawyer. I said, no, I'm on behalf of Allah. She said, yes, I want you. I said, okay. And the local imam at that time, I don't know his name, and no mention names also. Then we are 2 men. I said, it's not fair. We should bring a sister. Then at least that lady with her husband will feel relaxed. The only sister at that time, we told our sister, Dr. Anisa, come on. She said, okay. And it happened that she's a pediatrician for the children of that family. Poor sister, she got involved so much, so we requested her go to the court because you are locally. I came 3 times here for that case, but luckily I didn't come through their money. We didn't charge them a penny. I came 3 times here through the community to help the community, to give Friday prayer and to give fundraising and lecture. And then we sat in her office and her house so many times, and she fed them food and whatnot. She has been blamed, she has been cursed, she has been assaulted and insulted, whatnot. I said, sister, don't worry. Fi sabilillah, continue. And we said at least when there is a lady with us as a arbitration, it gives peace of mind to the other family. It didn't work, but as she said, we have been accused after we gave the case to the judge and the judge executed. They refused, accused us. We are biased, we are not knowledgeable about Islam because we did everything free of charge. Free of charge. This why our problem is free of charge, you see. Don't worry. We will continue to help, I didn't want to bring the case here. I have dozens like this in LA, in Chicago, whatnot. We have been blamed so many times because of free of charge.
It doesn't look like we are learning from this experience, because every other month another family ends up in court just because they don't think that an agreement is fair enough for them.
And the answer is, I think, they're staying away from the Quran. What part? What part?
See, many of the family problem, when they recruit you or me or you, whatever, they think I'm recruiting you to be my lawyer. I said, no, I'm not for you. I'm not for her. I'm for Allah. Either you want to listen or you want to dictate upon me. No, they come to me, they dictate upon me what you have to. I said, why you are coming? To go to the lawyer, go to judge. Their money here free. We give them also food. You gave them food. You gave them haram in her own house. We sat hour after hour. But I didn't want to bring this case here, but it was not to be prejudiced. Please forget about Orlando. We have cases like this many times. But thank you very much for bringing it to their attention, so as they can feel how difficult it is to deal with Muslim family problems. Oh, in Iowa. They recruited me from Chicago to Iowa. I couldn't go. You know what they did, the judge? They put me in my house in Lombard, Illinois, and on the phone. And they made me to raise my hand and to swear that I will do it. I was saying yes, in absentia, because that crazy husband recruited me, Arab. And then after everything okay, he accused me publicly in the court. He said, Ahmad Sakr is not from my school of thought. I said, no, Your Honor, I'm from his school of thought. He's a Jordanian, I'm Lebanese, but we are from the same school of thought. So he executed against him. Oh, the other one, the court hearing was not family, it was a big case study. It's in Connecticut. prisoners, Muslims, became Muslims. They want to eat halal food, halal meat. They said, who is the best man to represent us in this country? Ahmad Sakr. So they want me to go all the way to Connecticut in order to go to their court there and face the reality against the state in favor of the prisoners. A Pakistani medical doctor there, who I know him very much, he used to invite me to Connecticut. He told them, Ahmad Sakr is the best man for you. So they called me. I could not go because I was involved in another thing. The DA, district attorney, put me on the phone with their lawyers, 2.5 hours, cross-examining me whether I know or I don't know what is halal, what is not halal, whether I know what is chemical composition of the food or not. And that, it was a terrible thing. They didn't tell me the DA name, but from the voice I thought he is a woman, and it turned to be a man, but that man who has that voice is an old man. And instead of telling him, Your Honor, Mr., or I used to say, Madam. Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Without the lawyer that recruited me on behalf of the did not tell me he's a man or lawyer. He just put me on the phone and said, and he was listening. 2.5 hours. And that DA man lost his temper more than 10 times and shut the phone and shut it here and then came back. And I said, look here, you are DA, you are being employed by your state. I'm freelancer free. I'm doing it free. You don't want me? Don't want me. You are not paying me, and they are not paying me. I'm doing this free. You want to test me whether I know my nutrition or not? Come with me to my department. I'll test you how much. So I teased him so much so afterward, after 2 hours, and he lost the case, and the Muslims in Connecticut prison got free halal meat. From where? They have to go to New York and bring the halal meat to them. It's not easy to be in the court or to be selected to be a jury or to defend Muslim cases in America. Last 3 weeks in LA, a lawyer, coincident, my name was given to him. He said, your name was given to me because. I didn't understand when he was starting saying. It turned to be 2 sisters have been harassed by their department. They are employed in the city. They claim they have been harassed sexually with other employees. I didn't know at the beginning that he seemingly represents the state, not representing the ladies. I thought he's representing the sisters. So he started asking me about modesty, dress, whatnot. So I told him. He said, this is good, because those people were not dressed properly. I said, what are you talking about? It turned to be he represents the state against them. And the sister selected a professor, American non-Muslim professor at UCLA to defend them. I told him, you want me to defend the state? He said, yes. He said, don't worry about money. I said, money? I don't take money, I make free. So finally, I convinced him it's not the appropriate person for you. Because although I am for justice, if it is true that they are the ones who harass and sexually harass others, I'll be against them. If somebody harassed them, no, I cannot defend the state against them. So he recognized that it's not for the interest of the court that I'll be for the state against the ladies. It happened so many times of this case. Since you brought a case, I thought I'll elaborate more. God bless you. So now Qur'an on Islah, see number 8, page 15. Are you with me now? Are you asleep? No. Yes or no? No? Sure?
Unless you want to take a break.
No, to me, I don't. You see, in Hong Kong, I kept them from morning till 10 o'clock while I'm standing all day long in a triple desk room in a library, Muslim library in Hong Kong. And I had 50 men and women. And it happened also some teenagers with their parents. And turned honest to God, the teenager that came, not teenager, even one girl 12 and the boy 12. Believe me, their questions like PhD. And even I had lawyer, I had judge, whatnot, but they got. The only break is salat and food, and then come back. From morning till 10 o'clock for 5 continuous days. Are you ready for 5 days? No. It's only today and tomorrow. But I want you to come on time, huh?
for all the problem you have with this brothers and sisters all over the state, do you have a certain way you can go, each community can certain these procedures, or they have full power to deal with these problems?
See, up till now, we are not being recognized in the American government about our Grand Mufti. Do we have Grand Mufti in America? In Singapore, they have already convinced the government. The government told the Muslim, you have to have a Grand Mufti. They appointed a Grand Mufti. They sent one of them to go to Azhar Sharif. He got his PhD there, and he came back. He's the Grand Mufti. It's not enough. You know what the government, the Chinese of Singapore, they said, we have ministers in the government for every department except Muslim affairs minority. They said, here is a position for Muslim affairs, and you Muslims get me or I'll select. Finally, they got a minister for Muslim affairs, very honest, sincere Muslim, very humble, sweet face, you see smiling on his face, visited him in his office several times, and he's taking care of the Muslim affairs. Do we have a Muslim minister or secretary for Muslim affairs in America? No.
Supposedly, ICNA would make something like
Wallahi,
that. We deal with that.
I know, they should have done it long time, but you see, nothing will come from the top umbrella unless from the cornerstones. If every city like here, Orlando, you make something like this. And you know, in Dallas, Texas, they have made a court and approved by the government, local government. And Muslims come to that court and they are obliged to follow. The same thing in Singapore, there is a court for Muslim. I went to the court, it's like a court exactly. The bench is there, the seats are here, whatever the court Muslim then the government executed on the Muslims. That's your problem. The government say, I'm fed up, go to your court, solve it, bring the answer, I'll execute it. But they have to pay for it. You did it free, we did free, because of that they arrest us. Don't worry, I don't care, I don't mind. I wish, if you think of that, we'll let you know to whom to call Dallas. They'll send you all the rules and regulation of that court, bylaws and whatnot, the Muslim court. Then organize it. Now the people say, who are you to be a member of the court? Dr. Muzaffar, who authorized you to be a member of the court? Are you graduate of Nadwatul Ulama of India? Are you graduate of Deobandi school? Are you from the Shafi'i, Hanafi, Maliki, whatnot? You see, Muslims are going to accuse you. You sister, do you know sisters are not supposed to be in the court? They don't know. They don't know what they are talking about. Nonsense. Who said you are not supposed to be in the court? Who said this? Crazy Muslim shaitan comes to harass you. You have to accept. Poor lady, sister. She has been harassed so many times. And if I were in her position, I would have lost my temper, but she didn't lose her temper at all.
Inshallah, she will be rewarded for that.
I know. I mean, the way she handled herself in handling that case, I mean, I'm not here to spoil her or whatnot. The way she handled it and assumed so much responsibilities, it's rewarding. I mean, there are so many other things that she did for that crazy family, but Allah will reward her, as you said. No.
It seems then that it's about time you should start charging for the time you spend with this kind of cases, and then you can turn around and give it to charity.
I agree totally. Akhi, I go and raise money to people free of charge, and somebody crazy in the crowd, you know, Ahmad is raising money for himself. Crazy. Suppose I'm raising for myself. Is it haram? No. But it is haram for me to accept any penny. What did I say this morning? Dr. Suraya, what did I say? So we charge you. But what did I say? I said whoever is going to attend this today and tomorrow, the money back to you after they deduct their expenses. Plus, take the books free. What else you want more than? Still, I'll be accused by somebody. I don't mind. But this part of life, we have to live it. It's not we are here for money. We are here to see you and me, how can we work together to solve the crazy problem of shaitan who comes and infiltrate the houses. Why infiltrate the house? I go back to square one. They don't pray 5 times a day. They don't make rosa. They don't read Quran daily. So, shaitan. Now let's go to page 15. Allah, between husband and wife, what did Allah say in this ayah? You repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وإن امرأة خافت من بعلها نشوزا أو إعراضا فلا جناح عليهما أن يصلحا بينهما صلحا والصلح خير وأحضرت الأنفس الشح وإن تحسنوا وتتقوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا. Now, trying to see if anything else that we should be. Now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that even women, when they are afraid that their husband are going to desert them or leave them and doesn't even live as husband, why? Go and make conciliation between them. Why? Because sulh is better than staying away from each other. But unfortunately, anfus al-shuh, that some people, they are tough and they are bakhil, they are arrogant, they don't want to listen. What can we do? It's their business. Whoever wants, believe me, with honesty and sincerity on both, Allah will solve their problem. If any one of them, his ego or her ego is above the other, it cannot work. I mean, I had one case of an egoistic sister. Unbelievable. And then later we'll tell you about family counseling. Not everybody is equipped to be a family counselor. And even if you train people, don't train people publicly, train them privately with rules and regulation. One family brought me another crazy family. Okay? Husband, wife came and brought me a husband, wife. We are listening to the crazy problem of that family while that family brought them to me. You know, the wife of the husband who brought that family became crazy against her husband. Why? She has heard that lady, what she wants, all the nasty thing against her husband, what she is demanding. The lady said to her husband, you see, I didn't ask all this, she's asking that. You know what that family lady is asking from her husband? You have to write a house for me in my old country, and here another one, and he doesn't have the money. You have to bring me car in my name. She has 2 kids, and she wants a servant and a custodian to take care of the house, cooking or whatnot, and babysitting, and you have to pay for my tuition to go to college. That lady who brought, she said to her husband, you see, I didn't ask all these, now I have to ask. So never ever try to bring families to attend your counseling because you don't know. You'll end up with misery. And don't give to anyone else because they will misbehave and you are in trouble. This is one of the special cases. I have series of special cases. You know, I sent somebody to look for an apartment for one sister who is in the process of divorce, and there is no hope of conciliation. We did it so many times. So I sent one brother to go and look for an apartment for her. He is married, he has 6 children. Arab, okay? Not her husband, no. The one I sent him to go and help her to find an apartment. He went to her clinic. Instead of going to take her to show her the apartment, he stayed in her clinic 2 hours, convincing her to marry him. He said, yes, I can marry more than one, and I love children, and you can be a good wife to me. And never he took her to show her the apartments. She told me, what crazy man, you sent him to me instead of taking me to show the apartment. He's sitting convincing her to marry him while he is married in America with 6 children, and he is on public aid. He wants to marry a medical doctor.
He wanted to get off the public aid.
See how much you get in trouble? I mean, you trust a person to go and help. And she came and told me, what crazy man, you send him to me. La hawla wa la quwwata illa. Now, I cannot, if I see him, I want to, really punch him on his neck. Now, in the islah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't see it here that I have brought it to your attention, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us in the Quran, when you want to make islah, bring some members from her family and some members from his family. That's the most important. In islah, it's not enough your family, it should be the two families. Not you and he and she. You and she are the source of trouble. So your parents and her parents should sit together and see what is the problem. But your parents and her parents are not here. Yes, brother.
This is what I was going to bring up this point because
فابعثوا حكما من أهله وحكما من أهلها إن يريدا إصلاحا يوفق الله بينهما.
so my question is, why don't we, when the people come for consultation,
Yes.
ask the question, are you a citizen or are you an immigrant? If they are immigrant or citizen, tell them to go back to their country and resolve the problem there, having one from the wife, the other one from the husband.
This if they are not immigrant.
If they are,
No, if they are immigrant, because they have problem, they can come back. See, if they have a problem,
No, I have many cases they are not immigrant.
Yeah.
And they come to me to solve their problem, either divorce or whatnot. They want to take the divorce here and send it overseas. I did so many things, but I had to tell them you have to go to your embassy, otherwise it's useless. I said, I cannot give you divorce because you are not citizen, you are not immigrant, you have no green card. Why don't you go overseas? No, we want to stay here. We are applying for it. I said, till you apply and get or student. I said, therefore, go and then agree and give it to the embassy in Washington, D.C. And then they will send it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then to the Ministry of Interior Affairs, and then to the Sharia court, and then they will process it. Otherwise, you carry it after you document it, go to your country, and then record. Or go there. No, they don't want to go there. They want to stay here, and they want you to give. So there are so many. The other thing that you might feel that sometimes they get the divorce from the court. But he will tell her, still you are not divorced, you are still my wife. She got the divorce? No, I don't divorce you. You are still my halal. She said, I hate you, I divorce you, and we settle it. No, it's me who has to give you divorce, not you. Islam says me, not you. I said, no, he's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. A wife can divorce her husband through khul'a. And as long as they got divorced from American law, khalas, it's over. All what you have to say, the American have given her divorce, so it's a Sharia divorce also acceptable. No, people send me letter of accusation. Oh boy, somebody from overseas even start accusing me. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. The other ones who accuse us as not as enough as those from overseas. I mean, we gave the khul'a, and she went to her embassy to start, the processing. But he never cared. After 3 months, he came from overseas. How could you dare to divorce my wife from me? I said, you deserted her and you left overseas for X number of months and she is by herself, lonely. And you didn't tell her. You threw her in the street and you ran away. You tell you are a husband? You don't care. Overseas, he started cursing me, and I was telling him, honey, sweetheart, not honey, sweetheart, telling him, ya ibni, like my son. I love you. I don't know him. I said, I love you. I respect you like my own son. Take it easy. Well, shouting and cursing me. And yet I didn't divorce her. He was giving me instruction what to do and not to do from overseas. I had a sheikh alim with me. He was so much offended. He said, how could you dare to tell him all the nice sweet words and he's accusing you with that? Shut the phone in his face. Never I shut the phone in face of anybody, even if they accuse me. I keep listening. It's not easy. It helped him. Now, the general concept that even Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the hadith, page 18, that's hadith, that you have to make sadaqa every day. Number 1 is to make conciliation between two people. Number 2, to help somebody on his animal. Number 3, to say good words. And number 4, whenever you come to the masjid for salat, for every footstep is sadaqah. And anytime you find something dirt on the street or anywhere, you remove it, sadaqah. So the best of all, number 1, to make conciliation between people is the best sadaqah. It's not easy, it's the toughest job. Professionally, you are in your clinics, you do whatever you do, but when you enter the masjid, you want to solve a problem? No way. What I should recommend, there should be professional now services outside the masjid, professionally, outside the masjid. Inside the masjid, no. In your house, no. Never repeat in your house. I told my wife many times, we used to do it in Chicago, in our house. Even in Los Angeles, we did it several times. I said, didn't I tell you, even if he is my brother, my sister, not in the house. The moment you put it in your house, they will stay for breakfast and lunch and dinner and overnight. You serve them and they shout and they scream and they want to fight each other inside your house. You try to pacify them, your children are listening all the nasty things. And you are teaching your children not to get married. And your children will tell you, Mom and Dad, if this is the family life, I don't want to marry. And you cannot kick them out. But in the clinic, in the office, you tell them time is over. Come next week. No, I want more. Even in the masjid, in our office, they don't want to leave. Every one of them stay 2 hours and a half, 3 hours, and they don't want to leave. Why? Because we give them spiritual prescription. They love it, they enjoy it. You see them crying, you see them laughing. We give them refreshment. Unfortunately, I don't have a full-time secretary in the Islamic Center. Can you imagine? Blood and sweat, even free. I said, if I have a secretary, whenever I have volunteer secretary, I tell her, anyone who stay more than 1 hour, intercom, buzz me and tell me somebody is waiting. So they can get rid. Even 1 hour. Do you give 1 hour for every patient? I asked one sister, medical doctor in our neighbor, how much do you spend time with every patient? She said 5 minutes. Of course, outside, I mean, the nurse is taking care, but as a physician with your patient, you cannot stay more than that. You have to finish. But I stay 3 hours with one, and they are not yet satisfied. And they don't do what you tell them to do. So why should we do it? We will do it to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we should learn from our mistakes. You said we should charge them. That's one way. The other, never do it in your house. Make an office, not in the masjid even. Because even the moment they go to the masjid, means everything is free. Believe me, they use the washroom, they make wudu and mass, and you clean for them. And we give them hospitality in the masjid even, refreshment and whatnot. And they will not leave at all. The moment they go to your clinic or to your office of social services, you may not be a psychiatrist or psychologist, but say, you need to have a degree even as a family counselor. But you say religious counselor, you don't need a degree. Religious counselor, you don't need a degree. Yes, Akhi.
Brother, I think these things are arising in every community.
Yes.
And they are not people, they are coming, some of the people, they are coming from different backgrounds, from India or Pakistan.
Yes.
And they are not qualified.
Yes.
A lot of people, they go for guidance to them, and they are giving very, very ill advice.
Yes.
And they are not, giving them advice according to Qur'an and Sunnah or Sharia.
Yes.
And this is we are getting very unfortunate result because of their bad advice.
Yes. So what do you recommend?
What I'm saying is that this is what you are suggesting, and I think we were suggesting this kind of thing too, that we got to make some kind of committee where should be people from every walk of life, at least 3 or 4 people in that committee.
You know, in Toronto, what they did? They established, and in Vancouver, 2 independent groups of individual Muslims, they got together, registered their names as social services, Islamic social service. Islamic. It does not need to be certified. And they said, we want to help the Muslim to solve their problem professionally with also payment in an office, outside the masjid, outside, anything, and charge them money. Then they will respect you, they will listen to you. But never ever you start helping unless they fill to other than the forms of regular form, and the pledge that they will not accuse you, they will not sue you, they will not this and that. And the other one, whether they are ready to pledge to follow what you prescribe for them. If they are not ready to follow what you prescribe for them, what for? and tell them at the end, whoever is not going to follow what we prescribe on behalf of Allah, not for us, not on our behalf, on behalf of Allah, if you are not going to follow, we are making dua of curse upon the one who does not want to follow. That's the least spiritually. You want to tell them we'll sue you? Where to sue them? I'll take them to the court of Allah in the day of judgment. And I have a whole series of cases to take them to Allah in the day of judgment. Believe me, I have so many cases. I left it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In many cases, not only family, but there are so many disturbances that we have had in our life. So what to do? To go to American crazy people who don't appreciate what Islam is and then make fitna in the Muslim community, or leave it up to Allah? So, but I'm saying we should learn from our mistakes. People abuse you and me, but there is time to stop abusing. We have to tell them we are professional people and we are ready to help you. Now, yes?
I think, many of the places we have like Sunday schools.
Raise your voice because of the noise.
We have Islamic schools, Sunday or Friday schools. I think, we need to have in the masjid. Many children come in and the parents leave them as they're living with the babysitter for a couple of hours. I think we should have classes for adults, parenting classes as the children are learning. Because the more we stay away from Qur'an and Sunnah, this is where the fitna starts.
All of these are excellent and we should do something. But we have an Arabic proverb, Man yu'alliq al-jaras. Who is going to take the initiative? It was a story about the cats and the rat, and who's going to take that bell and hang it? It's very scary. So don't worry, but believe me, take it seriously from the lips of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the ayat of Quran says, وَالسَّابِقُونَ السَّابِقُونَ أُولَٰئِكَ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ فِي جَنَّاتِ النَّعِيمِ. Those who take the initiative and do something as a pioneering project, nobody did it, they are the closest to Allah in the day of judgment. Don't you want to be close to Allah?
At the end of this course, supposed to be establish something like that.
May Allah bless you. So I'm glad now we are trying to really feel the impact that we should not leave tomorrow night and then say bye-bye. What did we achieve? Talk. No, we should do something. As the brother said, we should at least organize ourselves and delegate responsibilities as a group on different facets and complement each other. And we assign somebody for social services, for religious services, for the economic services, for educational services. In any type of capacity, every 2, 3, 5 will be together and work together. And make it professionally. And don't feel bad that you charge people. If you don't charge people, they don't appreciate you. No. Why people don't appreciate the masajid? Because free. Why the kana'is, the churches, you have no right to enter any church unless you are a member, paying your 10% monthly, and then donation when you go in also, other than the 10%. Not only the churches, do you want also the Qadiani? You know the Qadiani from India, Pakistan, in America, 10%. They are very rich people. Agha Khani, also very rich people. Also the Ja'fari school of thought, the Shia are very rich people. They give their imam 20%. Listen, the Shia, they give their imam 20% and they have no right to ask him, what do you do with it? Here, masajid is free. Free. Oh, it's okay. Jannah is free? Is Jannah free? What does Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam say about Jannah? Huffatul Jannah bil makari wa huffatul nar bil shahawat. Jannah is restricted with too much blood and sweat and tears. You'll never enter free of charge. But hell is open with all the vulgarity, immorality and lust and whatnot. Go to hell. You want to go to hell? Go to hell. But in Jannah, you have to make wudu, every now and then. You have to make salat. Oh, cast your eye. Don't poke your eye. Don't go to nightclubs. Don't do this. It's too much. Of course, if you don't do this, no Jannah for you. Now, before we, as I said, we start with spirituality, we end the session with spirituality. Here is some spiritualities. What things you should do to improve your spirituality with Allah so as you overcome the difficulties? These are 1, 2, 3, 4. You see here some of the spiritualities. Of course, I don't, these are maybe extra that we prepared. Number one, salat. Number two, you make dua. You want to talk to Allah? Yes, make dua. Read Quran, you are talking to Allah. Zikr, remembrance of Allah. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. With the remembrance of Allah, your heart will be calm and cool. You will not be hyper, you will not be violent, you will not be beating anybody. Everybody look at you, how come every time we have all the crises of the world, still you are calm and cool?
الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. في بعض التفسير, some of the explanation of this one says والذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر. Yeah, but if there is somebody he mentioned Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his heart is not be secure with Allah, it means something wrong.
Exactly, means his iman is goofy. He has no iman. Allah is iman.
Okay, I mentioned Allah several times, but I'm not feeling that.
Yeah, because he has no iman in Allah. He has superficiality as a Muslim by name. Let's be realistic. As we said, لا يمس إلا المطهرون. The Quran will not touch your heart unless you are honest and sincere. And the same thing, if the name of Allah and the Quran is being read to me several times, never ever I had this type of goose pimples and shiver, I'm a goofy person, I'm not a true believer. You want to test your faith in Allah? Listen to Quran for 5-10 minutes. If not a single second you felt that one, there is something wrong. Because وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. When Quran is being recited, don't talk and listen. Open your heart, mind, then Allah will guide you. How many times you see Muslims, when Quran is being recited, what they do? They talk. When adhan is being given, what they do? Talk. They don't want to listen, and they call themselves Muslim. They come to the masjid to disturb us when the adhan is being given or Quran. Quran is being recited and it's a social hour for us. Social hour, we'll talk. So the idea of zikr, remembering Allah, and there are many ways how to remember Allah. Tasbih, to say subhanallah. We have also special salat tasbih. We'll talk about it tomorrow, if not tonight. Tahleel, to say la ilaha illallah. Takbir, Allahu Akbar. Tahmid, to say alhamdulillah. Group therapy. You psychologists and psychiatrists, you know this better than anyone else. In order to rehabilitate any person individually, you tell him you have to have a group therapy. You know AA, Alcoholic Anonymous, group therapy. How about our group therapy? Do we have group therapy in Islam? Somebody says no. Don't you pray in Jama'ah? When we pray in Jama'ah, that is group therapy. Do we have it on a weekly basis by Fard, Salatul Jum'ah? That's group therapy. Is it not true also Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged us to pray Jama'ah as much as possible? Group therapy. Salatul Jama'ah you get 29 times more than individual salah. When I see myself as a Muslim with other Muslim from every corner of the world, don't I transcend myself from being an Arab into a Muslim? You transcend yourself from being an Egyptian to being a Muslim. And you, sisters and brothers, you transcend yourself from the subcontinent to feel now you are Muslim. And for that reason, when people ask me, last night when you brought me from the airport, your brother-in-law asked me from which country. I said, I'm from Islamistan. I said, you are from Pakistan, me, Islamistan. Is it true? Early Muslims were not, no, because the whole world is a Muslim world, is it not? Islam, the land of Islam. So I am from Islamistan, from everyone who says, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah is my brother and sister. I said, but I came from another place. I came from Qabristan. Is it not true? Everybody came from soil, back to soil. منها خلقناكم وفيها نعيدكم ومنها نخرجكم تارة أخرى. From soil we get to you, back to soil to the grave, and in the day of judgment we recreate you. So I came from Qabristan, now I'm in Islamistan. Tomorrow I'm back to Qabristan. That's part of life. That's our life cycle. But now I said the old-timers Muslims were known from the city of birth, not from the political geographic country. All these countries are made by the imperialists and colonialists. They separate us as Arab and Ajam, and then sub. We ended up like this. We don't know who's who. But whenever I see a Muslim, mashallah, I relax. Anywhere in the world, I feel. I really appreciate all of you that coming this all day long, patiently. And I hope you don't run away tomorrow. Huh? So the idea of group therapy is very, very important. The other thing that we should do also, you do also something else, and we should continue. Group iftar. It's unfortunately only in Ramadan. Why don't we make it, a potluck dinner every now and then to bring the Muslims together? Is it wrong? Is it haram? Is it bid'ah? Is it innovation? No. Instead of sitting at home, let's sit together in the center and then have potluck dinner. How about Friday? I said it. Eid celebration is also important to get rid of the loneliness and depression. And Quran listening, ya salam. I wish we brought, if you want, I have tapes of Quran. We can let you listen at least 5 minutes before we close every session. Because you see, I want every session to start and to end with tilawah to Quran with melodic voice. That will. And I brought even Muhammad Jibril dua, crying voice. Thousands of people were behind him, raising hand for 45 minutes. 45 minutes raising hand, never ever tired, and making dua. After they finished the Khatm Quran in Ramadan, the last rak'ah, which is the rak'ah witr, he raised his hand like her. 45 minutes. Who can stand like this? And you see crying people. You really, if you understand what he is reading, you cry with them. Even if you don't understand a single word, you find yourself, the melodic way how he read it makes you to cry with him. Quran listening and recitation, both are must. You have to read and you have to listen, both in the Quran. In Surah number 7, Al-A'raf, it says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وَإِذَا قُرِئَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. When Quran is being recited, this is in chapter 7, the very last 2 ayat, listen and open your heart and mind, then Allah will give you mercy and guide you. In Surah An-Nahl, chapter 16, he says, فَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. When you read Quran yourself, you say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنه ليس له سلطان على الذين آمنوا. Shaitan has no power upon those who believe in Allah, and then they read Quran. So you have to read Quran. We told you in the morning, can you read Quran if you are in your monthly period? I said, yes. Don't tell me no. Prove to me no. Not from the Maulana, from the Quran, from the Rasul, and from the tafsir of the ayah. And we said it this morning, how it should be understood. Tahajjud and Qiyam al-Layl. Anything extra than the fard is nafila. Okay? The nafila could be tahajjud, the nafila could be Qiyam al-Layl. Anything extra is nafila, whether Qiyam al-Layl or tahajjud, or in the daytime. Anything in the daytime is considered a nafila, such as what? Salat al-Shuruq or Ishraq, and Salat al-Duha. That is extra. You know, every one of us is supposed to make every day sadaqat, more than 360 sadaqah every day. What? 360? They said, Ya Rasulullah, how can we make 360 plus? He said, you have tendons and bones and muscle 360 plus. And you have to do it every day to purify them every day. Too much. So he told them the idea of zikr, tasbih, istighfar, all of these. Then he said, you make 2 rak'ah duha or shuruq, ishraq, which will give you all of these in 2 rak'ah. Is it too much? Nowadays, Shams, sun rises early. You go to your offices what time? Huh? If it is 9, so sun has risen already. Before going to your office, make 2 rak'ah in your house before you leave the house. You got credit, sadaqat equal to 360 some. Now, tahajjud and qiyam al-layl, we have many things to tell you about. As far as salawat, types of salat, salat tawbah, salat al-haja, salat al-istikhara, and then meditation, contemplation, and reflection. Tawbah, we make mistakes, yes or no? It's not enough to say Tawbah, 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 like those who come from the subcontinent, which is good. Tawbah, Tawbah is good. But it has to be in action, means I go and have wudu and come to Allah and say, Raise Allah, Ya Allah, please give me tawbah, forgive me. I repeat again, if I make a mistake against Adam and I am egoistic, but I go to Allah, I'm sorry Allah, I insulted him, Allah will never give me tawbah until and unless I go and apologize to him. As much as I insulted him publicly, I have to apologize to him publicly in front of everybody. And I have to crush my ego. Then I go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he said, okay, on one condition. You don't repeat it. You take the initiative to do something else, to wipe it out and to make a better way. And let me test you whether you repeat it against anyone else with ill intention or haphazard. Otherwise, I'm a goofy person. The idea of Salat al-Haja, as I said, all of us need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether for job, for children, for anything else. And we can tell you later on, I have information and sheet of paper how to make Haja. The same thing istikhara when you are confused. The only difference between Haja and istikhara you are confused. Suppose your son wants to marry a girl and he has 3 choices. Whom to select for your son? The reverse is true. You have a daughter. You want to her marry, and then so many boys come to marry her. Whom do you choose? You don't know. Istikhara. You have 3 jobs. Which one to select? Istikhara. I don't know which is the best. The only one who will tell you the best is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But will tell you when, how often, how many rak'ah, what you should make dua, all these later inshallah. Meditation. There are plenty of ayat about meditation, complexion and reflection. In chapter 3, in the last ayat, it says, Allah loves those who sit and meditate and reflect about the creation of the heaven and the earth and the change of the day and the night. And then you say, رَبَّنَا مَا خَلَقْتَ هَذَا بَاطِلًا سُبْحَانَكَ فَقِنَا عَذَابَنَا. A whole series of beautiful ayat, exceptionally good. If you go through them, those ayat, the last few ayat in Surah Al Imran, is the best. Of course, the very last ayah in Surah Imran tell you, I have to test you, but I want you to be patient. How long you should be patient? I lost my patient. He said, if you lost your patient, go and bring another patient better than that patient. When you drive your car, shock absorbers are weak. Go and replace them with stronger in order to continue to drive your car. How long? As long as you want to drive your car, you have to have it. You cannot cut off or stop. And you will never have that type of patience and continuity with a better patient unless you have taqwa. So the last ayah in Surah Al-Imran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اصْبِرُوا وَصَابِرُوا وَرَابِطُوا وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. You have to have 4 categories. Sabr, patience. Musabara on sabr, better shock absorbance on patience to have in order to have continuity of sabr. And murabata, never ever lose your patience. Continue till the day of judgment. And in order to have them, you have to have taqwa. Then Allah will guide you.
I have a question about blind marriages. The boy goes from United States to India or Pakistan and get married without anybody seeing each other and bring the wife here. So 2 cases I have in my mind. One went to Pakistan and got married, brought the wife here, very successful for about 15 years now. Alhamdulillah, nothing happened. Another case, boy went to subcontinent, got married, brought the wife back. And there are numerous examples like that. And they failed. So somebody has to do study seriously. Where is the problem? Now, I have some ideas. One of them is they don't develop bonds. Like somebody stays there for 10 days after marriage and bring it here. They haven't developed any bonds. They're brought back here in a strange environment, strange culture. They're thrown into like a swimming pool without knowing how to swim.
Ocean, not swimming pool,
Right,
even ocean.
Right. And there is no supporting system here.
Yes, you're right.
Somebody should go to the airport and welcome this new bride and bridegroom and say, here we are, we have the facilities, and then call them, can you help? If you need any help, please call us back and so forth. And the wife gets, suppose the wife gets pregnant, she has a baby, that's another problem.
Yes.
She got depression because she has to take care of this. So we need to talk about solutions of this day-to-day problem. We see so many times it happening. The boys have to go to the subcontinent, or the girls have to go to the subcontinent because they don't think there's enough people here who can click it, or they have in the same wavelength. They can't find their spouse here, so they have to go someplace else.
You see, this applies to you and to your wife. Me and my wife, we didn't have any support when we got married. No relatives. Not even enough Muslim centers around you or masjid to officiate, or imam to officiate our marriages. Most of us have officiated our marriages overseas before we joined together, and they send us the officiation papers, then it's halal for us. But they are lucky to have what they see around, but we are not doing what you are asking us to do, which is true. Where is the social service to welcome them at the airport? Where is the social service that we have to do when they are in trouble? We are one family, yes, but we are only in trouble, we go to the masjid only when we are in trouble. And honest to God, all those who come to me, they are not from my community. They are all from the different counties, 50 miles. They drive all the way. Why? The other center have no time for them. Who cares to sit with you 2 hours to solve your problem? It's your problem, go and solve it. They don't want to sit with anybody, except very few, and those who did it, they got fed up of it. So also we do, and Muzammil Siddiqui once tried to solve a problem of one family for 3 consecutive days, 8 hours a day. Because he decided not in the favor of the husband what he want, he broke his relationship. He didn't execute what he told him. If you charge him money, maybe he listens. If you do it free, to the Muslims even, they have money, but for that, they tell you, I have no money. They have money to go to Disney, Walden. They have money to go to what? I don't know what else. Epcot. Yeah, they have money for anything and everything, even Las Vegas. They have money to go to their country, but for that $50, they don't have it.
But attorneys who cost them $150 an hour, they have money for that.
They want?
They have money to pay attorneys who charge them.
Not only $150, thousands of dollars. They pay it by force, but they will not pay it for you as a physician also, as a psychiatrist, because you are Muslim. Why you charge too much? They argue with you. But for a non-Muslim, they don't argue. You go to a Muslim grocery store, you bargain with him. You go to a non-Muslim, fixed prices. I don't know why we are not yet accustomed that we should really do it for the love of Allah among ourselves. The Chinese community, non-Muslim, they recycle their money 9 times before it goes outside. We, not a single time, we zero circle. They receive their money, they put it in the Chinese bank in Los Angeles. And they go to grocery store of their own, to department store of their own, to barber of their own, to laundry, or ironing, whatever, cleaners, whatnot, their own. They make sure that it has to come from family to family to family. All of us should benefit from each other. Would we do this, the Arabs or Indo-Pakistani? No. So I'm saying we have to learn lots of. I agree with you, we should have more social service. But don't leave it up to the Imam, he has to do everything, poor fellow. Yesterday he said 20 hours a week. You are lucky 20 hours. Come with me and see how many hours a day. It's not easy, it's difficult. And he should charge them. Now suppose he charged them. Would it be for his pocket or the masjid pocket? Suppose he go to a hotel for nikah ceremony. Is it for him or for the masjid?
For the masjid.
It depends on his time. If he has a commitment
After
20
hours.
hours and he's doing it on his time, then it should be his. If it is for the masjid time, then it goes to the
It is not in the evening time, it's not masjid time, it's his time. They will not allow him to take a penny. They will tell him, you are making more than the 2,000, we are giving you 2,000, you are not satisfied with it? No way. and they brag, I gave you 2,000, you know.
We have to set a precedent.
God bless you. I'm very proud of you, sisters and brothers, that really, because you are professional sisters and brothers, this is what we should tell, not him, poor fellow.
I strongly feel that. You
Yeah.
know, the people who do these marriages will spend hundreds of dollars on a walima.
What?
They will spend thousands of dollars.
$20,000 and $40,000.
And the dowry and the jewelry, you
Yeah.
can't believe what you see. They should be paying. This should be.
It's not the jewelry only. The hotel in LA, when they invite 500 people and you see the ceremony, what they do and what not, if it is $20,000, you're lucky. And from where they get the money? Credit cards.
So we should accept credit cards too.
When they give him, suppose if he is going to officiate the marriage in that hotel, $300 to charge them in the hotel. What? You charge $300? Too much for you.
So then he doesn't go. He shouldn't go.
That's how they get married.
If he doesn't go, they go and assault him and brag. Oh, Imam Muhammad Masri now is becoming a capitalistic and he's making money and he doesn't go unless we. And $300? You?
I have a suggestion.
Let's be realistic. That is our defects in the sunnah.
No. If he has to go and do nikah after his working hours,
Yeah.
then he better charge for it. But if they don't want to pay him, then he has to tell them, okay, you come and do nikah during my office hours when you won't be charged. And then they can do walima or whatever later on.
Totally true, but would they do? No.
If they don't do, then that's not shouldn't be our problem.
Then they spread rumor against him in the whole community. Poor fellow, he's the last one to hear the rumors. Yes.
This shura should be aware of it and we should realize.
My specific recommendation.
Yes.
Please accept it or reject it. No nikah unless the bride would be bridegroom go through a pre-marriage
Counsel.
course. No. Education. We stop saying counsel because people don't like that counsel word. They say education. Counsel means that you got some problem. They don't have any problem.
Yeah.
So they say education, pre-marriage education, and really they have to have a certificate, an approved course by the Islamic center or whatever. Then they should get married. Now, if the marriage is going to happen in, say, in India or Pakistan, another recommendation that they should first get engaged for X number of months so they can develop bonds by writing letters or whatever, telephone calls and this and that. Email. And they have some kind of bonds developed before.
But don't they tell you that this is vulgarity, immorality, viciousness? You allow your daughter to write to a boy who she wants to.
So she's engaged, she's going to get married. In reality, it doesn't happen.
In reality, I agree with what did Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about marriage. Never ever allow them to join as husband and wife unless al-hatta yu'dama baynahuma, till they reach the level of affinity, compatibility, and ready to join together. Means give them chance to get to know each other, not in privacy, but at least time to talk to each other, to see each other, to write to each other, to joke. No haram, aib. You know, most of the, I have seen the ones who came from the subcontinent, after they make the nikah ceremony, of course they wait for another year for rukhsati. During that nikah ceremony and rukhsati 1 year, no way you have the right to see her or talk to her. I don't know if you have seen it, I have seen it many times. Well, all of them, they tell me, no way. I said, what is the compatibility? Where is the affinity? What is what you are saying? Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, yes, they have to have compatibility, affinity, and then acceptability. No. And then they end up with all the misery later on. Yes.
I agree with Sister Annie, what she's saying. I think we have to do something different than what everybody else has done, because I remember very distinctly, I was in Chicago one time, and one of the Maulanas there, who's a very, very nice person, he had just gotten a house, and somebody came to tell me that they didn't like him because he has a swimming pool in it. And he said, I asked her, I said, why are you upset if he has a swimming pool? Isn't he a human being? Can't he swim? Oh, he's a Maulana. Why does he need a swimming pool? You know, that is our attitude. We think it's okay for us to collect as much money as we want because we are physicians or we are whatever professions, but when a Maulana or somebody who spent about the same time in helping other people, we feel he's not a human being who should be given this kind of an advantage. And I think we have to change those things and see, he has this education, just like you have your education, he has his education. He deserves as much. And somebody who's a PhD or master's, you're telling him 2,000 is enough for you, who are you to tell that? You know, I think we have to change some things and then
Who's going to change it?
all of us have to just stand up and say this is not fair, what you're treating.
The professional
Yes,
people.
professional people
The
should do it.
professional people who are living professional way have to do it. Unfortunately, I have one doctor, medical doctor in the East Coast, without mentioning the city even. He used to tell me never ever we should allow the imam or the director, religious director, even if he has PhD, to stay more than 6 months in any community. I said, why? He said, if he stays more than 6 months, he will establish himself. We want him to be a roving from community to the rest of it. I said, why not you? Why not you to change from city to city and have license and then exam and whatnot? No, that's our crazy mentality. Yes, Akhi.
Yeah, I think we can talk about what we should do about people getting married in subcontinent here, but that's not the reality. Reality, those things do happen. You can't force the people to come and get this
Yes.
prenuptial agreement or counseling, etc. I know that people would come. The girl and the boy would come to the Imam Muslim and say, look, we're here, we're considering it, marry us. What is he going to do?
Akhi, they called me today, tomorrow, we want you to officiate the marriage today. I said, what? Yeah. They want it on the spot.
Right.
And sometimes in the same day or the same next day or the same week, I said, wait, did you do this? No. The other problem, we want you to officiate our Islamic marriage. We don't want to record it in the city or not. We don't believe in America. We don't believe in Kufr country. We believe only Islam. I said, what is Islam? No, Islam, witness, 2 witnesses is enough. I said, go and do it. Why you are coming to me? I said, Islam means there should be the Sharia in the hands of the Muslim. In America, the Sharia is the hand of the Congress. The court should be in the hands of the Muslim. The judges and lawyers are not us. The executive power should be in the hands of the Muslim. Police and jail is not enough. So where is Sharia? I said, Sharia is zero. Don't tell me Sharia, we say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, whatnot. No, there is no Sharia in America. Yes, America has allowed us to officiate marriage according to Islam with rules and regulations, but it's not executed unless and until you have pre-marriage agreement, notarize what you want to do, and you record it with the city along with the city papers, and even you have the right to negate it anytime you want also. And then they go and abide by the American court. Either you abide by Sharia in front of the American court and you tell them, I want the Islamic Sharia court. They say, we don't know, bring me a Muslim alim to verify. This is what they did with us so many times in Chicago, and we're there. The judge has to call us, come and tell us what we tell them. Because there is, in the agreement, we wanted Sharia. Even business, I told you once yesterday about the business, 180,000, the other 80,000 for 4 years, business people lost. And it's written in the agreement, Sharia, Islam. Then they came to 2 of us, we sold it in 1 day, free of charge. And even they didn't want to execute, then the judges forced them to execute. I agree with you, we should charge money from now on. It's haram for any Muslim like Imam Muhammad Masri or anyone in his position or any position in the religious sense to make money. Did you read the article, the wrong image of a Muslim da'iyah in the minds of the Muslim? He has to be poor, miserable, shabby clothes. He should sit on the floor at the masjid extending hands, please give me the leftover of what you want. He should be the custodian, the secretary, the public speaker, officiate marriage, talaq, and go to the universities and whatnot and explain Islam from top to bottom. But he should not have even a house. He should stay renting an apartment. He should not have a good car. He should have a shaky car. All these things. I said, listen, I still remember 9 years ago, listen, a rabbi with the Union of Rabbi, when we were working with them in the food health, he told me, look here, Ahmad, when he was 30 years old, 30 years, huh? He said his community gave him a big house with all the utilities and the hospitality for the people who visit him, a Cadillac with insurance, and then plane, wherever he goes, I mean the cost of the traveling and hotel, and they paid him all the insurances, disability, unemployment or what, taxation, and they paid even the American taxation, and net in his pocket in the 30s or in the year 40s, he used to keep in his pocket net $50,000. Now he keeps in his pocket $500,000. He said, if you want to work with any Muslim community, look for the multi-millionaire. They feel ashamed of themselves to give you even $100,000. How come? 100,000 is peanut. They shouldn't give you. They should give you. Would they give you $100,000? Wallah, they raise hell against him. Yes, sister.
Can I make a motion now, since we have all these people? Yeah, I don't know if it's a motion or whatever, a suggestion, that we start some kind of a group, whatever name they want to call it, maybe with Shahida Muhammad Misri, and get the imam from the other mosques that we have. Each mosque we have one representation, and start working on it, and then get the information from Dallas, how to start a social service program, and whoever who's here and whoever is not here, who is willing to help in whatever capacity we can fit in. I think we should start doing it. We just can't talk, we have to start something. So if we can start something now, that would be the best.
Well, we had a meeting, a board of trustees, and then Brother Muhammad and I had met, so inshallah I'm in a process of doing that.
Great.
And I want to start something on a local basis, so inshallah we can start and know that it's working and that it's successful and it can be done, and not make it so big that we don't know what's going on. There are a lot of sisters who are helping me, and it's not just the eastern part of Orlando. There are sisters from north and south, and all of us together, inshallah, we are building a team, and I'm in the process of writing it down, so inshallah we are maybe going to get some public funding.
If there's anything we can do to help, just let us know.
Inshallah, yeah, so it will be model on local basis, then inshallah we can extend it to maybe state of Florida or some other cities.
Maybe you should get that information that Brother Sakr said about Dallas.
Yeah, I also wrote to ISNA because they just started a Islamic social service. So inshallah I'll get some information from them, and then they'll certainly, I think Chicago does a good job because they even have that women's shelter. Two things that we really don't have in Orlando.
But that's
that
the Hindu
bothers me.
people that have the
No,
shelter.
in Maryland also they have
In Maryland, from Jamaat
Muslim?
al-Muslimi, they have a women's shelter. We don't have any foster home, we don't have any women's shelter. There is a sister now, she's being abused, she is pregnant, she has 3 young children, and they don't even have a visa status, and he is in jail because he beat her up and there is domestic violence, and there is no place for her to live. She lived with the family for a while, and this happened twice, so it has happened once already. And she lived with another African American sister, and her children, obviously, if they have lived with so much violence, then they are not very easy children to live with. So she lived with them for about 4 or 5 weeks, and then they just could not have her anymore. So she's in an apartment right now. He came and took the door, so she cannot even lock herself right now. And they are at the verge of losing their children because of all of this, and children's services calls them almost on a daily basis, and she can't do this project.
Now try to benefit from every existing group within limit, not to take them for granted in totality. You want me to explain?
Yeah.
You mentioned one group in Maryland without repeating the name. They believe in the woman's liberation, that she should be imam to lead the salat for men. I didn't say any name. Okay? So we know all their history or their detail, what they were before, what they are here, and they are doing anything and everything to curse and to blame every society in America, and all are baloney. I mean, the man used to be from Jama'ah Islami of Maududi, and he was employed to be the editor of Horizon, the first year of ISNA. He got disenchanted with them. He became the enemy for them from that time up till now. He became the enemy of Jama'ah Islami, the enemy of Ikhwan Muslimin, the enemy of MSA, and so many things. And any time they tell him any report about any one of you, He doesn't verify it, he publish it. And we have a representative for them in California. We know how they curse Muzammil and Hathout and everybody. Forget about Ahmad Sakr. Ahmad Sakr is the worst among all. I don't mind. I don't mind myself to curse me every now and then. They are washing our sin. But I mean, a group of that nature reaching to that level, they are doing services, as you said, socially, which is well and good. But on the other side, they are doing the other. Would you like yourself to be imam for men in the masjid?
No.
I'm saying. So they think, where in the world there is haram for you not to be the frontliner? I mean, you know Rashid Kalifah, the crazy man who pretended himself to be messenger of Allah in Tucson, Arizona. He used to be with us, MSA, in the 60s, 70s. I know. I told him long time ago about it, Bologna, because the first thing he showed it to me before he published it, every factor, is negative, 100, more than positive. I told him that you have more exception than you have what you are pretending. But poor fellow, his naiveness, he claimed that he went to Mecca and Jibreel himself came to him telling him, wake up and go back and you are the messenger of Allah. I said, that is shaitan came to me.
Yeah. Did he consult a psychiatrist? That guy.
Who? Rashid Kalifah? What psychiatrist? He's better than. He's a messenger of Allah. He's above every one of you. And then poor fellow, he found out that 2 ayat in the Quran should not be from Quran. He deleted them because they belong to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. And the other ayah, he said they belong to Muhammad, not to me. He said my name is found in the Quran, Sabil al-Rashad. So Rashad. I said my name Ahmad is in the Quran. So many names are found in the Quran. So does it mean that Zafar, Muzaffar, or Zafirin, or Mushar? So many things are like that. Crazy people. And then he negated the whole Sunnah and the whole Hadith. He doesn't believe in a single hadith. He said, I don't need the hadith. I know how to read Quran, understand Quran. I said, the one who is going to explain the Quran is your shaitan. If you don't want hadith, means you don't want Muhammad. Means you don't want Quran. Means you are everything. You don't need Allah also. Poor fellow. He used to be with us in St. Louis, long time ago. But at that time in St. Louis, I know that he was very, very tense. Whatever he says to the Indo-Pakistani brothers and sisters, that's the final. I know better. I'm Arab. You don't know. I said, listen, brother, this is not the way to talk to Indo-Pakistani. They may know better than you and me combined even. Be humble enough not to be arrogant. But poor fellow. I mean, he ended up to be kafir. And somebody killed him in his own hometown. And he allowed the woman to be the imam for salat. And people went there to make a challenge on him. The one who opened the masjid for them was a woman, and she hugged them and kissed them, and she told them, Ahla wa sahla, an American lady. Is this Islam? To him, that is Islam. I mean, where is the morality? Hugging you, kissing you, a woman in the masjid, welcoming you, and she is the imam? Too much of that nature, I mean. So I'm saying shaitan will come to me and to you. Beware, huh? Every day, a'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. And please Allah, let me live Muslim and die mu'min. Allahumma ahyina muslimin wa amitna mu'minin. And number 3, wahshurna ma'al anbiya wa shuhada wa salihin. And every night before you go to sleep, make this dua, plus what I told you this morning. Allahumma ajma'na ala mahabbatik wa ista'amilna fi ta'atik. Allah, unite our hearts for your love and use us in the service of mankind for your love, Ya Allah, in obedience. And waj'al khayra ayyamina yawma liqa'i wa khayra a'malina khawatima. Make the best of all our deeds and action the last, and make our best day the day we are going to meet you in the day of judgment. And I told you yesterday that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is going to be worried about all of us. And Muaz ibn Jabal told him, Ya Rasulullah, where can we find you in the day of judgment? Too many Muslims. He told him in 3 places, Mizan, and Ma Kawsar, and Sirati Mustaqim. Now those sisters who came and their husband didn't come, you teach your husband so many things, what you have learned, and don't feel why she knows more than me. Say, Ya Allah, shukran that my wife knows more than me. Most of us husbands, they don't want their wives to know more than them. Be humble and accept whatever she tells you. Yes, sister.
I had a question about camps. I know we have had some children's camps here, 2-day camp or something. Is there a place we can get more information about?
Sister Aqila usually make camp in Orlando every year.
Yeah, she did.
No, she's not doing it now. I think her kids are grown up.
No, she just did.
She did what?
Yeah.
No, that's not Qudus, Aqila Majid here.
Oh.
She just did it.
Oh, okay.
Aqila Quddus?
I
No more?
was thinking.
No. Her kids
She's
grow up.
moved to
And-
Gainesville.
But I mean, she can come and make the camp anywhere.
No, she has been doing it.
If not, you can do it here.
There is a camp in San Francisco. I mean, in California.
I mean, that is too far.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. How many will go here? You get 100 easily. 200, 100 families, 50 families.
She did. She had about 100 children.
Yeah. So, Mujib, you can organize it with Brother Imam Muhammad and others. Omar, join together, and make it. There are many camps here. You can use it. The weather is so nice. So instead of sitting indoor only, let's go outside. You see? Here we are stuck 2 days. It's okay. But I mean, because we want all these things to happen. But camping, believe me, is one of the best. You don't want to swim, don't swim. You don't want to do, but at least go outing. And when you go after Isha prayer under the trees, see how much you are going to be scared. For every CC, is it a ghost, a shaitan, or what? Is it an animal jumping on me, wolf, to eat me up, or what? But really, it helps tremendously. So think it over. Yet, I want to see positive results out of this. Now, the second sheet that I gave you, beautiful dua from Quran, Rabbana, 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 Rabbana. You are crying to Allah to give you better than what we thought. You have the second sheet first. Let's go for the first dua. I mean the second sheet. We'll read it first. That has footnote at the bottom. The one that has footnote at the bottom. You can repeat after me. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. This you know it every day from childhood, they taught it to you. The second one, ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Number 3, ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. ربنا آمنا فاغفر لنا. No. Okay. I'm repeating the same one. ربنا آمنا بما أنزلت واتبعنا الرسول فاكتبنا مع الشاهدين. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا. ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد ربنا أخرجنا من هذه القرية الظالم أهلها واجعل لنا من لدنك وليا واجعل لنا من لدنك نصيرا ربنا لا تجعلنا مع القوم الظالمين ونجنا برحمتك من القوم الكافرين. It's enough for us. The second sheet, we'll take it in the second inshallah. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب وصلي وسلم وبارك على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين.